to computer. Okay.
Hi, my name is Barbara Hawkins Dixon.
Good morning. My name is Darlene Mayman, and we are the authors of Substance of Building a Healthy Relationship. And our title today is Barbara.
Being there for others during their difficult times.
Okay. All right, you guys, we're glad to be back today. We have been very busy. Our schedules has just really been something since the summer has started, but we just ask that you guys be patient with us. We're going to continue to keep coming on here as much as we can, but sometimes, life changes causes us to not be on here like we want to, but we're not going to stop. We're going to always be here. So our subject today is being there for others in their difficult times, Barbara.
Yes, it's a very good thing to be there to support others during their difficult times. But we also have to keep in mind that we can't just be there for others all the time because a lot of times we take on more than we could handle. Because everyone goes through something. It might not be the same situation, but unfortunately, life throws us these, you know, uh, situations that have to be dealt with. And so you can't just focus yourself on helping others. You
Mhm.
have to also help yourself because you will get woe out from helping others in their situations, and you look up, you help fix their situation, but now yours are messed up.
Mhm.
So are those same people's gonna be there for you during your difficult times?
Mhm.
So uh you have to take in consideration that you have to save some time for yourself because dealing with your problems is uh, a very mental thing. Trying to figure everything out to get your life on track, but then when you taking on the weight helping everybody else, then what are you leaving for yourself? Now you woe out, and your like I say, and your situation is messed up.
Yes, yes, that's true. Because sometimes you can find yourself, putting your stuff, what you have to do on the back burner, and you trying to help by pleasing others, and trying to do everything that they need or their needs and their wants. And all the time, it's like sometimes it can be a selfish thing with them because they so used to you taking the time to make sure that their needs taken in place and yours not, that people will sometimes take advantage of that. Sometimes they don't act like they care what's important for you to do. It's about them in a lot of situations. And that's when you got to put things on a halt and like, you know what, I don't mind helping, but I can't be there always for you. And when I can't be there, you can't have an attitude or anything because I have to take care of my needs and what I need done. Because sometimes people take, like they say, people take goodness and kindness for granted, and they uses you to that point, Barbara.
So therefore, how we have spoke before, that's an important word, as
Hmm.
far as setting boundaries. Know how far to go. And a lot of times, if someone needs your help and your mind and your body going to sometimes tell you, let you know,
Hmm.
if I learned that if I don't feel it in my heart, my
Hmm.
soul to reach
Hmm.
out to help out in this situation,
Hmm.
I have learned to listen to that because I don't want to do it in vain. Because if I'm not feeling it and I have to force it, it's not right for me to do it because you can't
Hmm.
take on all the responsibilities of somebody else's life.
True.
You know, especially
Hmm.
if they're not doing their part.
Right.
So if right, so uh, that's why a helper get overwhelmed exhausted
Mm-hmm.
because they take on too much.
Mm-hmm.
And so your boundaries have to say, okay, I have sympathy, I have empathy for this person,
Mm-hmm.
but I is no more in me to do to help nobody right now. I have to focus on me at this
Mm-hmm.
time. You can't be there every time someone needs you. You could be a
True.
listening ear, you
Mm-hmm.
know, but other than that, you trying to figure out their problems, no.
Mm-hmm. And I think too, we tend to do that because we're doing things from the kindness of our heart. But then, like I said again, people take your kindness for weakness. I find myself in situations where people tell me their problems or what's going on with them, and I try to assist and do what I can. But then it comes to a point, you notice every time you look around, they wanting this or they want you to do that. And it's like a constant thing that they constantly ask, can you do this and can you do that? And then you starting to realize, well, wait a minute, this is happening too much, or you want this or you want that. And then when you trying to go and tell them, well, you know what, I can't do this right now, or you're gonna have to, I can assist you when I can, but some things you gotta handle for yourself. People would kind of like, have you noticed that people like when you come to the point and you like enough is enough. I can't keep doing this, or I can't keep helping this person because to me it's like they taking straight advantage. And then when you get to the point and you say, I can't help you this time. Do you ever find that people then get an attitude with you, or, try to get, nasty with you, anything just because you said this time that you're not going to do it because they're so used to you doing it, and they expect for you to do it. But now when you say you're not, then people have attitudes with you.
Yeah, that happens. And a lot of times people's what after you help them
Mm-hmm.
build themselves up or help them with their situations,
Mm-hmm.
they disappear until they need you again.
Yeah.
And so that's the prime example of being a user. They know that you are good at problem solving.
Mm-hmm.
And they use you for that or use you for a stepping stone. But
Mm-hmm.
then once that's over, you don't hear from them again until
Mm-hmm.
they need you. They stop speaking
Mm-hmm.
to you,
Mm-hmm.
act like you done did something wrong to them when
Mm-hmm.
you only overextended yourself to
Yeah.
help them in their situation.
That's true. Because I have found myself in situations where, when it comes to like uh, loaning out money, and I have taught myself now I don't loan out nothing anymore. Because I have found out when you're trying to support and help people, they tell you that they need this, so they're in that situation, and then you help them out. Then they come again and you help them. They come again and you help them, but then they tend to, and then you let them know, I'm giving you this, but I expect for you to give it back. It's not nothing. I just can't give you anything. I don't have money to give away like that, but you don't mind. But then when it comes to when you want to see when they're going to give it back, and then they ignore you like they don't owe you anything. And that right there really bothers me. I had to teach myself to like, people gotta people expect for you to do so much because the kindness of your heart, but that's wrong to just take advantage of people. And it's one thing to accept what they give you. The situation. They didn't tell you that they gave you anything. They just loaned it out to you. So you know that you're supposed to give that back. But then when it's time to give it back, you got a problem with them giving it back. And then they got an attitude with you or act like they'll talk to you every day and don't bring up the part that they owe you some money or anything. So that's why you just can't help. It's good to help, but then sometimes it's not good to help because people take straight advantage, not knowing your situation. Like you said, you didn't put yourself in a situation, trying to help somebody else. Now that you need it back, Yeah, you in a situation because you behind because you trying to help somebody else, and now you didn't put yourself in a situation. So I have taught myself to like, I don't like unless it's family, and it got to be close. I mean, knit family, like my kids or someone real close to me. I just taught myself now I'm not giving out nothing to nobody because people take straight advantage, and that bothers me. So I had to learn to like, you know what? It's good to help, but then you just can't keep doing what you're doing because people take too much advantage of you, Bob.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. And so, with my situation, I'm one that uh, I never liked having to borrow anything from anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I have been told that I have too much pride or this or that
Mm-hmm.
because even if I need help, I don't try to reach out. I try to figure it out within myself because that's my problem. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not used to putting my problem on other
Or
people.
nobody else. Yeah.
I try to solve my own problems,
Mm-hmm.
solve some kind of way, and
Mm-hmm.
then by the grace of God, I could truly say that God is always on time
Mm-hmm.
because He know me. I know having too much pride, that's a sin. But the fact that I don't feel like it's just having too much pride, I'm just so used to problem solving. I had to,
Mm-hmm.
I developed that at a very early age. And
Mm-hmm.
so, I prioritize certain things from what's
Mm-hmm.
important and what's not important, and realizing and defining the difference between my wants and my needs.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes in
Mm-hmm.
order to stay on track, you have to uh, put things in order.
True.
And that alone will help you from uh, falling behind.
Mm-hmm.
We all want things, but what's more important, your wants or your needs? So
True.
I uh, prioritize my needs. And
Mm-hmm.
then once I cover my needs, if it's something I want, then I would do it. But I
Mm-hmm.
don't like asking people for anything. I always had a problem with that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, from
I'm,
like I say, from a young girl.
mm-hmm.
And even when my children was younger,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even want to take anything from my mother
Right.
because I feel like, you have raised all of your kids. I'm the youngest of 10. You have raised all of your kids, and I have watched you throughout my life, seeing how well you took care of us. We might not have everything that we wanted, but we definitely had everything we needed,
Mm-hmm.
and 80% of what we wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt that she went over and beyond, for her kids. And so
Mm-hmm.
now everybody is grown. I It was in me. If I don't have anything to give you, I definitely ain't gonna take anything from you.
Mm-hmm.
And my mother used to come visit me, and mother instincts, we're mother now.
Mm-hmm.
And so we know our children's. We could feel, it's funny, you could almost feel what your children's feel.
Mm-hmm.
And it have been times she came to my house and she had said, baby, you need a couple of dollars. And I said,
Mm-hmm.
ain't nothing wrong with it. Everybody, fall a little behind it sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be so funny. I might have $5 or $10. And I said, "Oh no, Mom, I'm okay.
Uh-huh.
I have money."
Mm-hmm.
And she said, "You sure?" I said, "Yeah, I'm sure." And all the time, I'm like, "God, forgive me for lying,"
Mm-hmm. But you
And
just don't want to add,
but
yeah.
I didn't want to ask. And so
Mm-hmm.
once my mother would leave, and she'll call me on the phone
Mm-hmm.
because I always tell her anyway, when you get home, call me. And
Mm-hmm.
she would call me on the phone, and I saw you made it home. And she said, "Yeah, I'm home." I said, "Well, that's good. So, I'm at ease, at peace now." And she said, "By the way, go look such and such place. I
She
left."
put it on the table somewhere.
Yeah,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
yeah. She put it where nobody else could see it,
Mm-hmm.
not in the open. But she
Mm-hmm.
said, "I left you such and such there." I said, "Oh, Mama, what you do that for?"
Mm-hmm.
She said, "Because I knew you was not gonna take it from me."
Mm-hmm.
And
And we know
so
our kids as mothers, we know when our kids are in need. It just they're gonna tell you
yeah,
they don't want it because they don't want to ask, but
yes,
they need it, so you do, you give it to them another way.
yeah, you
Yeah.
find a way to give it to them. And
Mm-hmm.
and it's like you could just feel it. You can look at your child even when they going through some things.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
you know you feel it. It's that
Mm-hmm.
bond. You didn't
Mm-hmm.
carry this child for 9 whole months, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and
Mm-hmm.
so it's that bond.
Mm-hmm.
Just can't be broken, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
you feel what they feel,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah. So,
Right. And
but
it's so funny because even with your grandkids, right? Like even with your grandkids, my grandkids will call me and you just kind of hey grandma,
right,
how you doing today or whatever. And I can say, Grandma good. You good? Do you need something? And they so like their parents, they know they want it, but they don't want to ask you for it, right?
right,
And they be so funny about like my oldest one that's in college, right? He cracks me up. He'll call it grandma. He always takes it, Grandma, how you doing? When I be, Grandma, okay, how you doing? He's like, oh, I'm okay, and such and such. And then I say, okay, something up. And I'll be like,
yeah,
you need anything? Right?
right.
Like, you need anything? No, Grandma, I'm good. And I'll be like, no, yeah, it'll be on your, go check your cash app, because
Right.
it's just, but
Uh-huh.
they so like their parents, they got the pride to not ask. They don't want to ask because they feel like maybe they shouldn't ask. But as parents and as grandparents, we know because it's just a
Right.
sense. It's that's our feeling. We know. Okay, they need me. Let me send them something, right? And then he'd be so cute. He'll take back. Thank you, Grandma. Because I already know when you didn't have to do that. And I'm saying to myself, yes, I did. Because
Uh-huh.
you know and you don't mind and I'm like you with that. We so used to being self-sufficient and knowing how to handle things because and as women and we good with that. We be in situations and we gonna figure out what to do. We gonna figure out the source and what to do before we go ask for anything. We gonna figure it out. That's just in
Right.
our instance to do that, right?
It's
Yeah,
just
it's just
our
in us.
nature.
It's our
Yeah, it's
nature.
our
Yeah,
uh-huh
and
to do
like that.
that.
I don't buy because my kids will get so mad at me sometimes. Mom, you don't say nothing. Why you don't tell us this and you don't tell us if you need that or we don't find out till later on down the line because you didn't say nothing, right? And they would get so mad at me, and I'd be like, because I have to try to handle it myself. And it gets done by
Right.
the grace of God. God has covered me through all situations. He made a way each time. So I try not to
Yes.
bother my
I
family or
truly agree
anything
to
on
that.
that. Yeah, because God always made a way. He didn't kept me this long. I'm sure he gonna keep me some more. So
That's
right,
right.
but like I said, it's nothing wrong with supporting and helping people. I would give you my last if that's all I had, if you really need it. I just have an issue when people take advantage of people. That's the
And
part I
then
don't like. Yeah, that's what I don't like.
also the fact that you have to take in consideration when you uh reaching out trying to help others,
Uh-huh.
and you
Mm-hmm.
have to, you know it can't help but to go through your mind where I'm
Yeah.
doing all of this for this person.
Mm-hmm.
Would this person go out the way
That way and
to
do it
help
for
me,
you.
to
Yeah.
do it for me? And
Right.
so if I feel like no, this person won't do this for me,
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
not gonna. I might help them once, maybe even
Mm-hmm.
twice,
Mm-hmm.
but beyond that, no,
No.
because
Yeah.
like you said, a lot of times those be the users. They
Yeah.
will take you for all that you have, or for all you have to offer them, or to
Yeah.
help them out of their difficult times.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like you said, stop speaking till you don't hear from them no more.
Yeah.
Until
Ignore
you
you and
feel like,
everything.
oh,
Yeah.
okay, I ain't heard
Yeah.
from them. And then you realize, yeah, you ain't heard from them because they don't need you right now.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they,
Mm-hmm.
whatever the problem is, if it's not money, if people need a place to stay, or
Yeah.
whatever
Mm-hmm.
to help them out of a situation, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and then once everything, you have overextended yourself, and now it's making you feel like you a fool because you went
Yeah.
against your better judgment in the
Yeah.
first place.
Right.
You
Yeah. But
put
you know,
your
you learn
feelings.
from it. Yeah, I had to learn from that, because my family always would tell me too all the time. My family always tell me all the time that Mom, you too kind-hearted, or you should stop doing what you're doing, or you can't save the world, or you know how the kids will tell you,
Right,
right, and you can't do this and you can't,
absolutely.
right, and but it be in your heart to do it. But then I had to teach myself and learn that, you know what, it's good to do what I do, but it's a limit to it too. You know what I'm saying? Because you really have to
Yes,
watch people, because people will take and take and take and take and don't give back nothing, and it's like, and then
don't
they
give
think,
back nothing.
and then they have the nerve to think this is what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to do this.
Yeah,
I do this from the
that you
kindness of my
supposed
heart.
to.
Yeah, I don't owe you anything. I do it because I want to do it. I don't have to do anything. But this was
Yes,
a
and
good,
that
this was,
is so true.
mhm.
It's just, that's why I say you have to be very careful of what you do so that you won't find yourself in a
Yeah.
situation
But you
where
learn
you
from it.
is constantly being used and used and
Yeah,
used,
yeah,
and,
yeah.
and going completely out of your way to help somebody that ain't gonna
Yeah.
lift a
And
spoon for
and now
you
and
in
now
your
you in the
times of difference.
right, and now you in the bind because you didn't sacrifice what you had to help them, thinking that they're gonna return, and then now you stuck in a situation because they didn't forgot all about what they're supposed to give you back. You know what I'm saying? And so I
Yeah,
had to learn that because I done been put in too many situations where you didn't put me in a hole, or I'm behind on something because I didn't took from Peter to give to you, or Peter to Paul to give to you. And I put my stuff on the back burner now that it's time for me to get my stuff taken care of, thinking that you're gonna give it back to me, and you didn't diss me like you don't owe me anything. You see what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I've
I
learned to
look
don't do
at you
that.
and see you every
Yeah.
day and don't say
And
nothing.
ignore
And
you.
then they gratitude. They don't
Yeah,
have
it was
the
terrible.
gratitude for what you did.
Yeah.
They looked at it, okay, that's easy, I can
Yeah.
go to her again,
Again. Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah.
again and again.
Yeah.
But then that's when it's on you because now you
That's
allow
when you
people
gotta
to
know. Yeah.
use you.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
true.
so
All right. We gotta stop. We got a minute left here, Barbara. We got one
okay,
minute
well, we
left. So
hope you all enjoyed this topic today. As
yes.
it was so much more to be said about it. I'm quite sure a lot of you all could relate to this because
Yes.
a lot of times we think that it's just our problems, but you never know what somebody else is going through around you that's
True.
going through the same thing. And so
Mm-hmm.
just be alert and know your boundaries and how far to go with people, and so that you won't become a victim
Yes.
of them.
Yes. Yes. And never put what's priority just for you, and cancel it out because you're trying to help somebody help somebody out. You put what you need to do first. Your priorities is first. It doesn't hurt to help anyone, but never put yourself on the side and put yourself in the bind because you're trying to help somebody else. Make sure you take care of your business and yourself, what you need to do first. All right, everyone. You
Because
guys have a
80% of the
yes.
time, those people you are helping, like I say, will not pick up a spoon to help you.
That's
And you
true.
go completely out of your way to satisfy
Yes.
someone else.
Yes. So you guys have a blessed and wonderful day, and we'll be back again soon.
Bye.
Bye.